We are live, baby. What's up, everybody? Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday, y'all. Happy Friday, Junior. We're making it through the week, y'all. We still have a smile on our face, okay? We still rocking good hair days, okay? You know what, y'all? We just have to be feeling ourselves sometimes. We just have like, ooh, okay, I see you. I see you. I see you. We just have to give ourselves some love some days. We just have to feel like, I love being me. It doesn't matter if things are up, things are down. You have to give yourself some love sometimes. So, welcome to episode, what are we on? Episode 29 of Get Paid with Creative Nomad. Welcome. I am Creative Nomad, aka Shalanda Elise, the original Creative Nomad. I'm extremely creative and I like to move around. I've picked up the gypsy stick from my cousin, who I was half named after, and now it's my turn. So here I am. Welcome to episode 28. So this little series I've started to be a motivation for all of us who are striving to reach goals, who are striving to be successful by whatever our own definition of that is. So I created this because it's something that I know I need, and I feel like others will be able to utilize it, take advantage of these building blocks under the P.A.I.D. PAID acronym. So let's get into it. Today, we're back around to another A, and this A is accessibility. Accessibility. So y'all probably like, Shalanda, what does that have to do with anything? Everything. It has everything to do with everything, even in friendship. If you have a friend, a homie, or whoever who's not accessible, what what's the point? If you can never reach them when you need them, if you can never reach them when you want them, what's the point? Same thing in business and everything, accessibility. So, can you be reached? Is your business online? Do you have mobile accessibility? You know what I mean? All of these things are relevant when it comes to life, honestly. Like, I've disassociated with people that were not accessible. You're really of no use to me if you're never around. When I want you, when I need you, I want to hang out with you, I have something for you. Yes, I've been in that position where I got something for a friend. I want to, because it doesn't matter for me how I've always been. It's not about if it's reciprocated. If I view you a certain way and have put you in the category of a friend, that's it. So I could be out somewhere and I see something, think about you, I think it would be perfect for you, and I'll get it for you. And I've been in those situations with non accessible friends that even in a gifting situation, they were not accessible. They just so busy, just life, girl, life. Okay, there you go. You're not accessible. So I don't think we really have anything to be friends about. Like, we will never be able to connect. Same thing with business. If your business cannot be reached, if you're not online, you're not on social media, you don't have a business phone number, you don't have a business email, you don't have a website, you're not on Facebook, you're not on Instagram, like, you're not accessible. Your company is not accessible. How will we ever get out of obscurity if we're not accessible? If our business, our company is not accessible, if our products are not accessible to the public, to our customers, potential customers. So we have to be accessible, and we have to think about accessibility even from our standpoint as a customer. So one of the things that really annoys me is when I go onto a website from my mobile phone and it's not, they don't have a mobile version. And so it's like, everything doesn't fit in the phone. It's not, um, formatted for a cell phone. So it just may load forever. Just really not properly functioning for my mobile phone. And as a customer, I'm like, okay, maybe not. As a potential customer, I'm absolutely like, no, this is not. We have to keep in mind of the times that we live in. So we live in a time where if we have to wait, okay, let's say a minute for a page to load. No, it that no, just no. That's absolutely unacceptable. So being able to optimize, that's I think the word I was looking for. Being able to optimize your website to be mobile friendly, mobile accessible, it's important, and it's something that we have to think about because we live in a day and age where many people may only have their cell phone as their device, their computer device, their communication device. It may just be their mobile phone, but even if they do have a laptop, a tablet, a PC, a desktop PC or whatever, they are on their phone 90% of the day. So to not optimize your website for a mobile version, it's just not smart in the day that we live in. You have to be accessible from every single angle that even you as a customer shop from. If you know that that you go on eBay or Etsy or Mercari or whatever from your cell phone, and you are a creative or a business owner, whatever, you should absolutely know and have your website optimized for mobile use. You should have a mobile version of your website. If you are any kind of customer, really, you know what I mean, like in any sense, and do any kind of online browsing, online shopping, if you have ever called a business and you get only these automated, being accessible from every angle, having a phone number, having a customer service line, having a customer service phone number where you actually answer the phone. And if, like me, you're just getting started by yourself, a solopreneur, then you are customer service, and you have to answer, your customer service calls. You have to answer your phone. You have to be accessible. Your number has to be listed. You have to have your number listed on your Facebook business page. All of these things really can make or break your startup and whether or not you really launch it and get off the ground, or you stay in obscurity and inaccessibility lane, which is not what we want, right? We want to reach our goals. And typically, no matter who you are or what your goals are, I'm pretty sure they involve and include other people, right? Like you can't reach any level of success unless it's like working on your own smile, or you know what I mean, whatever, without customers, clients, aka other people. So You have to make it easy for them to find you. You have to make it easy for them to reach you. You have to make it easy for yourself to become known to people that do not know you, right? So that is being on every single social media site, especially the ones that would best benefit you. For me personally, I really take Gary Vee's advice on being on the most relevant apps, being on multiple platforms, and as a creative, being on the app that is more geared toward me as a creative, as an artist. And that is one. Thank you. I'm glad that came to me because that really just came out of nowhere. But not out of nowhere. It was really brought to me as a part of my message. But that is one of the things that I need to start working on, because as I was speaking that, I'm thinking about, oh right, okay, there are other sites that I need to be revisiting that may be more beneficial for me as a creative business owner, entrepreneur. Let me just write this down before I forget. So yeah, we have to know. We have to be accessible. We have to make sure that we are accessible as individuals, as well as, especially as a business. So we absolutely have to make it a priority to be where we need to be on the sites that would best benefit us, our business, where we could get the best traction, you know what I mean? The best exposure. So, yeah, this is definitely something I needed to retouch on, because I think, honestly, I really think MySpace may be beneficial for me, because it really is a artist heavy site. And now that all of the pranksters and wanksters and all of us just playing around with the graphics and shit are all off of it and think MySpace is dead. Now it's, alive and kicking and full of artists. I remember checking it out a couple of years ago. Um, and I think I had created a new profile. I don't even remember what it would be, but anyway, accessibility, knowing where we need to be. If it's LinkedIn for your business, for your brand, then that's where you should focus your attention. That's where you should be the most accessible, from LinkedIn or YouTube, Facebook, whatever it is, Twitch, whatever it is. Um, that's where you should make sure you are the most accessible from. If it's email, that's why I constantly push my email. Like, I try to make sure that I myself, as a brand, as the creative nomad, as a business owner, am accessible to the public, to my customers, to my associates, my acquaintances, to those who consider me a friend. And one thing I am recognizing, where I have um, not been so great at during quarantine, because I was just getting back into it from here, is making sure that my company is accessible. So these are things that I'm doing and working on now, like right now as we speak, getting my Creative Nomad website, getting everything on there. I have the Etsy. I haven't been really putting any effort into it at all, if I'm being honest. A portion of me really don't feel like I have to, as far as any level of skill or anything like that. I just feel like I've been in the game long enough to where I don't need to pay to sell my product. You know what I mean? I'll pay for my website, pay for my domain name, shit like that. But I don't need to go the route of giving someone a portion of my profits just because I'm using their platform. So getting my website, using my own e-commerce platform, and when I start doing my drop shipping, I will use Spotify because I hear they're really great for that. But that would be, again, paying for the platform, not a percentage of my sales. So when it just comes to my business being accessible, you can get a DC, Lil Dulce. Lil Dulce. Sorry, y'all. I was trying to call one of my housemates because he wants to come get something, but he won't be interrupting me, even though I just interrupted me to do all that. Anyway, because still, where I'm sitting, I'm not interrupting anybody, but I didn't want him to feel like he was. But anyway, I missed all that. So yeah, being accessible, making sure that my company is accessible. So yeah, getting my website, getting my actual .com website put up, getting all that accessibility together, really in line with my business, with my company, so that now I can create funnels, so customers will be accessible to me, so that people will be able to find me, so that I can have a place to direct, potential customers, so that people can see my work, they can see the things that I create, they can see the things that I have for sale, and just really grow my business through yet another aspect, which is accessibility, being accessible. Because when someone sees your work, like they get an introduction to you via social medias, Instagram, TikTok, whatever it may be, and then they want to click on a link or go find you or go look further. If you don't have a link, or if Facebook is, your website right now, or it's just not accessible enough, it's not direct enough, to you, it still feels like it's an outside platform. It's not viewed as an official, because it isn't an official website, a legitimate website, a legitimate business website. But it is a good place to start if you cannot if you cannot afford to purchase your domain name and website in the moment. It is a great place to start. Or even the accessibility of getting a free website, going that version until you can purchase your domain name and, go from there. So there's a bunch of ways that you can make sure your business is accessible, that you can make sure that you are accessible, that customers can reach you, that potential customers can find your business, find your product, your services, your website, and just really see who you are. And one thing I found from having a website a decade ago, for just about a decade, is it's nice when people have a place that they can go to get to know you, to really get to know more about who you are, right? So your own personal website is the place that they can do that, with your little history section, your about me section, however you choose to define it, putting up customer reviews, like actual clips of customer reviews and just different things. it's nice to have that accessibility to the person that you're doing business with or the person that you're buying, something from, especially as an individual. I hear a lot about people. People have said to me a lot, "Oh, tell your story, tell why you made it, tell what was behind that." And I also think a lot about the younger generation and over the course of my lifetime, right? So when children say things, "Oh, well, why did you do that?" Or "What were you thinking about when you drew that picture?" And it's just so honest and direct, and boom, "Oh, I like apples, so I just wanted to make everything red because my favorite apple is red apples." And it's just not, it's cute when it's a kid, but as an adult, if something is just that simple, if I create something and someone's like, "Oh my goodness, that's beautiful. What was your motivation behind it? Or what were you thinking?" I love pink and green together. So any opportunity I have where I'm creating, I'm going to create something that's pink and green. And then because I liked how the, reflective properties in these two powders that I used danced, I decided to throw in some silver or some gold, whatever it may be. You know what I mean? But if I wrote that, for me, I would love that. And that's what I decided I'm going to start doing, because for me, that is a way of me making my customer more accessible to me, because I can't come up with some elaborate bullshit story. But I do agree it's nice to share the story and why I made, why I crocheted this top like that. Well, it started off when I picked up my yarn and crochet hook. I wanted to make a halter top. And as I went on, the yarn just spoke to me, and this is what came out. Like, would people really be interested in that? But that's the truth. So this is what I feel like I need to start doing for my own accessibility. Hey, welcome. Welcome, Miss Candace. Happy Friday, Junior. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you've had a lovely week. It was nice to chat with you the other day. I'm glad you're doing well. Accessibility. See, it's nice to be able to, just reach out to someone, have access to them, check on them, accessibility. That's why that is episode 20. What are we on? 29. It's important to be accessible. I know that's right. I'm on the clock too, girl. As you see, I'm on the clock too. On the clock too. Just trying to make sure I stay productive, moving forward, and reaching these goals, Queen. It's a daily grind. It is a daily grind, daily hustle, daily affirmations, daily effort, daily work. So we'll get there. We will get there. Being accessible is definitely one of the stepping stones. And so, like I said, it's something that I am rebuilding now, my accessibility to my companies, my accessibility, being able to tell my truth behind the pieces that I create, the art that I create. And I say my truth instead of my story, because it is. And that's a part of what makes me accessible and what makes my company unique, along with everything just being completely custom. The fact that it's just going to be, the story is just going to be the real raw truth behind it, that kid's honest truth, that thing. Because to me, that is art. It's not some elaborate fucking novel to break down and explain why I created this fucking thing. No, it's art, man. It's art. And I saw something, and that shape just made me, or the colors just made me think, and I just You know what I mean? Like it's just that. It's really just that. Oh, I love these two colors together, and I've never done it with resin before, so I'm quite sure it's gonna look different. I can do different things than if I'm doing a pink and green eyeshadow look or a pink and green look with yarn. It's just, you know what I mean? And what made me think about this as far as accessibility and really drawing customers in with telling your story behind how or why you created a piece. Yesterday, I was looking at one of the resin sculptures that I created that I'm finishing up. And I was thinking about this because as an artist, it's something that has been presented to me several times. Tell a story behind why you created this, blah, blah, blah. For over a decade, I've been getting told this. And I'm a writer, but for me, the two are different, you know? So, anyway, I was thinking again, okay, someone's gonna ask, oh, what inspired you to create that piece? And it started off, I used blue and yellow. And I love blue and yellow because I love blending them and making green. I just, I just, I like that. I like turning blue and yellow into green, but then keeping the blue and the yellow. So then in the piece, it looks like it's a three-tone piece. And then I may throw in, some reflective colors, whatever. It's just that fucking simple though. I didn't need to, why do I need to make myself accessible by trying to pull at heartstrings? No, man, I'm creative and we need more art in the world. So let me pull at your creativity strings. Let me make the people accessible to me that can relate to my company, to my brand, that are looking for someone like me. So I need to have ways for them to reach me, to access me. And one of those ways I feel is, yes, putting my simple truth when I post my creations of what my inspiration was. And I do feel like I do think I've been dropping the ball on that because, again, it just hit me today of how I need to be telling my story to make myself more accessible. And it's just that. It's just that kid's honest truth. Boom. That's what inspired me. That's it. And I do feel like for me being me, um, it would fit. And I do feel like that is going to make my company a lot more accessible and a lot more open because as I'm thinking about it, I would be using different hashtags. It just would, I feel like, bring in a different type of crowd um, that is more in tuned and in line with the type of artist and human being that I am. Again, it's accessibility. It still really all comes down to accessibility, being accessible, making sure people have enough access, but not being overly accessible. Knowing, especially when you start growing, knowing how to keep your personal being private, your personal life, your personal, um, just all of your personal assets protected from the public, from public access. So you don't want to be too accessible. You don't want to be overly exposed. Um, but especially starting out, you definitely want to be accessible and you want to know how to access different resources that you may need to help you get to where you're trying to grow. Again, accessibility, knowing, letting enough people know, not your whole fucking blueprint, but just letting enough people know what you're trying to do, right? Helping. This all is a part of putting the energy out there to the universe. So in some of those people that you're telling, they are also now carrying out the duties. So when they're out, this spark. So now they're thinking about you and they can connect you. So accessibility, there's so many different ways to look at it that I think we even miss in our day-to-day lives. One thing that I know for sure this quarantine has, I guess it's a quarantine, so I'm not sure if how I'm about to word this even makes sense. But with the quarantine forcing me to be so immobile, it's something that I will have to really get my groove back on with being back social, because I'm pretty introverted. Although I'm a Libra and we are typically natural social butterflies, I am once I warm up. I'm just not that social butterfly initially. You know, I don't initiate the shit. So, one thing I've realized is a lot of my accessibility with being such a natural introvert, with being so comfortable with being introverted, is it doesn't help with my accessibility. It doesn't help me get out of obscurity. So that is why I made sure as soon as quarantine hit, I went harder on social media. I went harder. I posted more on social media sites because now I'm not active. I'm not out. You know what I mean? Some days I don't even fucking get dressed, like actually put on my brand face and shit, which is not good. And now that we're opening up slowly, um, I need to get back on my schedule of being dressed by 9 a.m., starting my day at 9 a.m., because that's my business hours, you know. So um, by no means do I want to come across as perfect and all put together. And I mean, clearly I'm not where I am working towards being at right now. um, but one thing I can say is having this show, I know that this time next year I will be much closer to my goal than where I am right now. But this has been a great diving board for me. This whole move to LA, the Get Paid with Creative Nomad show, which I absolutely love. Um, I absolutely love it. It keeps me focused. It keeps me going. And that's exactly why I created it, because it keeps me fucking going. I need this, and I know other people need it. And as these things come to me, it helps me to stay on point, like with the accessibility. You know, I'm like, what? And then this shit comes to me, and I thank the universe. And then I start seeing where, okay, I got shit to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, that's for me. Yes, that is for me. I do. Oh, yeah. So then, you know, before I go to bed tonight, I got to buy my damn domain name. I already put it in my cart before I started the show, you know, because I, one thing the quarantine did is, although I stayed active, I got active on social media, I realized that the first thing I should have done and stayed out was the way I keep this out. I should have pulled out my goal book. That's what I should have did. Like immediately pulled out my 12-month goal list. Um, that's what I should have did, because although I stayed active to make myself more accessible, I wasn't doing anything to make my business more accessible. I started focusing on building my personal brand so that from there it can venture out, you know, trickle down to my companies, which is still great. It's still great. But it's what's really great that I'm very thankful about the show is this helps me remember what the fuck is on my 12-month goal list. This helps me remember, okay, don't let this be the reason. We still have to keep moving. We still have to, you got to get back. So that's why This morning I'm like, okay, I got to get out of this lazy shit because I was doing a lot better when I was getting dressed by 9, when I was really grinding it out. So I gotta the quarantine has brought out a bit more laziness in me in some areas. So I have recognized that. And again, this accessibility brought to the surface a lot of this. So that's good for me. It's good for me. Hopefully, it was good for you guys too. My bad. I couldn't help myself. I couldn't help myself. I just seen some old cheesy ass 80s movie as soon as I said that. So my bad. But that's it, you guys. Accessibility, being accessible, and making sure you know how to access the resources that you need, or how to access, um, welcome back, knowing how to access uh, people to help you find the resources that you need. But accessibility is absolutely something that we should all be trying to master when it comes to looking for resources. Accessibility, knowing how to access those. Baby, welcome to LA. There are fucking mice, rats all over the place. These are rats all over the place. All over the place. So if y'all see me jumping and moving, it's because I didn't know if what I saw in the shadows was a leaf blowing in the wind or a fucking rat running past. Okay. Welcome to LA. It's like all over. They're all over. In Hollywood, all over. All over. So anyway, you guys, I hope all of that made sense to you guys. If you watch this on replay, and have any comments, please leave them. If you guys again want to be a link in the progress and accountability chain, submit your emails for that, and that's ongoing. You can always submit your email for your progress and accountability chain to be a link in that chain. The more of us there are, the stronger we will be. The tighter we will be, the faster we'll even be able to reach our goals. The more that we support one another and help build one another, share information amongst one another. Um, like I said before, if my goal is to, as the episodes grow, as our community grows, I want us to be able to, when we're on these lives, if you see someone who, we discuss their progress and accountability submission, and then you have some information about something that can help them, I want us to all be able to really connect and support one another, and grow thicker and tighter and stronger as a chain, right? So yeah, keep that in mind. That is ongoing. um when it comes to, I want to end on this final thought, uh because I speak about it a lot on why I started this series. And you guys hear me mention a lot that I started it because it's something that I need, and I don't have, an accountability partner. Or I mentioned my mentor, and I call him that, but he's not an actual mentor or even a business owner, or has ever aspired to be a business owner. So we live two totally different lives. And the biggest portion of my life is not an experience that he has, or even desires to have. So it's not a mentor in any sense of guidance or anything like that. So I created this because it's what I need. I'm one who, for whatever reason, probably because of my own, not probably, but something that is within me has never thus far been one to gain huge success from starting something, right? Like in the last episode, I spoke about how some people are able to, not to say they don't work hard, but they're able to see the results from their efforts very fast, very, very fast. So they're able to make great strides, great accomplishments in a very short period of time. Whereas some other people don't have that same experience. They have to really grind it out for a long time to not get the same level of success. So for me, I know that it's possible. I just have to put together whatever missing links, I had been missing throughout my younger portion of life that is just now coming together for me now. So hopefully, as people encounter this series on YouTube and younger people, I'm hoping that even just having a real life person say some shit that makes sense and logically makes sense and that just seemed to make sense, you know, if utilized and taken heed to the same way I am seeing results of my efforts now. And now that I'm learning how to build wealth and not just knowing how to make money, I can sell some shit. I can create some shit to sell. But now that I'm on the path of building wealth, totally different. I really, 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 my goal is just to have this series help someone, as many people as it reach, help them as much as it is a help for me, really. As much as Gary Vee is a help to me, as much as the richest man in Babylon listening to that audio is a help to me. I hope that Get Paid with Creative Nomad series is as big of a help to you guys watching it, to those watching it in the future, whoever. So that's my intention when I come on here, when I put this together. I'm not just spewing out bullshit. So I hope you guys really take something from it. And yeah, let's really just grow together and achieve our goals together and be a part of this 1 year celebration that we're gonna have. All right. So y'all are really dope. Happy Friday, Junior. I will see you guys in the next episode and take care of yourselves. Love yourself. If you guys have not seen Billy Porter's new video, baby, check it out. The Billy Porter. What is the song? Love Yourself. That's the kind of anthem we need, baby. We don't need that kumbaya, none of that bullshit. Y'all forgive me, but I'm not with that kumbaya, all them motherfucking slave ship songs. No, baby. Because it all starts and ends here. Love yourself. Billy Porter went so hard on that song. Love yourself. Love yourself. So, hey there. So, y'all check that out. Yes, definitely check it out. You will love it. That's the anthem that I'm talking about. That's the type of anthem that we need. So, yeah, absolutely. Love yourself. Um, and just take care of yourself. And Miss Candace, Queen, remember what I said. It's only the next thing next. So, and you don't have to go through it alone. Shoot me a voice note, shoot me a text, absolutely any time. Especially, like that's what I created this for. Especially if you are feeling overwhelmed in that moment, send me a voice note. In that fucking moment, contact me because I get it. I know. I'm still there. Even just today, I was like, see, Shalanda, this is how you be bullshitting. You need to be making better strides on getting a fucking visa to get out. You know what I mean? It's like every day, and then I'm getting caught up on my business. And then, so don't allow yourself to get overwhelmed. Anytime you're feeling overwhelmed, contact me. But remember, you only have to do the next thing next. Whatever you have to do next, that you have to do before you can do the next five things, fuck the next five things. Don't even look at the next five things. If you can't do those next five things until you do this next thing, don't even worry about the next five things. That's 6 steps ahead. You're not there yet. Only look at this next one step. Period. That's it. That's all. Block everything else out. Block it. Tunnel vision. How do they make the little? That's it. That is how you narrow it down and not get overwhelmed. Okay, sounds good. Well, I'm going to get out of here and finish my workday. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope this has been helpful. You guys take care of yourself. Have a lovely Friday, Junior. And I will see you on the next episode. Peace.